and none of us ever need to be alone again.
Hello and welcome to this Facebook Live on the BBC page. We are live from Las Vegas in the United States. Now, all this weekend there have been marches commemorating the anniversary of the Women's March last year. Of course, you may remember that millions of women and men marched last year, the day after Donald Trump took office as president. A year on, there are thousands who've taken to the streets in cities across the world. And this rally here in Las Vegas, which is just wrapping up, is the main focal point of the national campaign here in the United States. And on the stage behind me, there have been different speakers here. The theme of this particular event this year is about getting people to vote. This is called Power to the Polls. They are sending people around with clipboards to register to vote, and they're also trying to encourage people to run for office. Now, I'm joined by three women here who have attended this rally. Karina, hello Karina.
Hi.
Laura, hello Laura.
Hello.
And Naomi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Thanks for joining us live on the BBC Facebook page. Right, we've already got a question that's come in from Brit. Laura, I'll put it to you. She says, I still don't get what they're protesting about. What rights do men have that women don't? Well, I'm sure you've got a lot to say to Brit, but why don't you start, Laura?
Where do we begin? Equal pay, sexual harassment, rape. All of us that have lived long enough have experienced it all. I don't want this for my grandchildren, for my 3 millennial children and their families, and I hope there's a better world someday for my 2 granddaughters, and they don't have to deal with what we have dealt with since the 60s.
Naomi,
longer than that.
Brit's asking, what are you protesting about? She doesn't understand why you're here. Why are you here?
One of the things that we have rights. We have the same rights as men. We have the right to work and not be paid equally. We have the right to be sexually harassed and not be able to say anything about it. We have the right to be able to go for a job interview and not get the job because of who we are, whether we're black or whether we're women or whatever. Okay, this is one of the things that we're protesting against. We're not just protesting against, we recognize that who we are is worthy, and all we have to do is get up and stand up for what we believe in and go out and vote.
Karina, we have a comment here from Claire. She says, love that this is getting women to register to vote. Was that a big issue during the election? You're actually a local journalist here as well. Was that a big issue? Did not enough women turn out in 2016?
No, because they thought that there was not going to be any change, and then they say, why would I vote? The same person is going to win over and over. No, it won't. If you get out and vote, you make your voice count, and it will win the president that you want to win, what you want, the laws that you want to pass, not only for you, but for the future. Like for the other question, I wanted to say, I will answer the same way as I answer my son, my 10-year-old son. Mommy, why are we going there? I'm like, because we still don't get the same rights as a man, because mommy still don't get paid the same as a man. That's why we're going today, and I want you to learn that, and that's why we're here.
Okay, so big issues for you. You've got a badge here, we'll just show I vote equality, diversity, humanity. You're wearing a Time's Up t-shirt. Just tell people what the Time's Up campaign's all about.
The Time's Up campaign is basically a legal defense fund that was started by some wonderful women that wanted to make life better for all women. It's time's up. We have to defend the field workers, the waitresses, our grandchildren's rights.
Now, Donald Trump won the presidential election with a majority of white women voters, and about 40% of women overall voted for him. How do you think he's been as a president for women? Can you see any positives?
He's not a president for anybody.
He isn't.
For any rational person who wants to, believes in good things. He's not a good president for anybody. Would you want him for your president if he were for your son or for your daughter? No. Nobody would.
Any women?
Would Emily
We're not just talking about for women. We're talking about for this country.
Laura, let me ask you this. Donald Trump won with a majority of white women voters. I've met plenty of those who said they are standing by him.
Despicable. I do not understand that. Trump turned me into an activist.
Don't leave us.
You never came to these kind of rallies before.
So I know you're still with us.
I was in the 70s. I think we need to remember and appreciate all the sacrifices that everyone, from Sojourner Truth to Margaret Sanger to Gloria Steinem to the women that survived the terror of getting the vote, and we need to believe that that is the reason. Our young people need to respect that, to respect their sacrifices.
Okay, ladies, I'm just going to pause for 1 second and just show you people who are joining this Facebook Live. Some of the signs, people wearing the pink hats that we saw last year. There's a sign there, actually, if we can just show it, saying Vegas strong, power to the polls. Now, one of the reasons why this rally is in Las Vegas is because a few months ago there was that mass shooting, and gun violence is something that the organisers say disproportionately affects women, and that is one reason why they wanted to have this rally in this state. And also because Las Vegas is in Nevada, a swing state, and the organisers believe that it's a state where the Democrats could win a Senate seat back from the Republicans. So as you can see, a sea of hats there. We've got some more comments here. Maurice is watching from Brazil. We've got Maurice watching from Brazil. She says hi. And I've got a question here, ladies. I'll start with you, Karina. Kelly says, what about Ivanka Trump? So does Yala. Yala says Ivanka Trump is a great role model.
It is a great role model, but at the end of the day, she has to support her father. I mean, if she will kind of tell him that this is what we need for her kids, for her woman, but at the end of the day, she's going to support her family.
Do you think Ivanka Trump's a good role model?
No.
Why not?
She doesn't stand for anything. She thinks that now that her father is on the world stage, that she can just step right up and pretend that she's been always there. She hasn't.
Got a question here from Patrice. She says, do you ladies think we'll have another Hillary Clinton? I presume she means another woman running for high office and getting the party's nomination anytime soon. What do you think?
I think we will, and I think we'll probably have President of the United States being a woman in the future.
We're going to take over Congress in 2018.
Congress in 2018.
Okay, comment from Andrew. He says, I'm from London. We all march today to mark the first anniversary. So, of course, there are many men here as well, mainly women, but there are men too. A question from Heather. I'll throw this to you, Laura, because you're wearing that T-shirt. She says, are there people there for the Me Too movement? Are the two protests related?
Are the what?
Are these protests related?
I think you're wrong to call these protests.
Yes, I agree.
They're not protests.
Okay, well,
fighting.
Say them.
Yeah, what it is women and men coming together and realizing that we have many wrongs that have to be corrected in America to make it right, and Me Too is just one of those things that need to be corrected. So whether Me Too is here or not, it's still going to be corrected.
It will be.
Maria's saying, thank you for fighting for what is right, not only for women, but for the world. She's watching here from Denmark. Got a question from Connie. Don't forget, you can put any comments in the box below. Connie's asking, are there men supporting this cause? I can see a number of men here today, so yes, there are, Connie. And Vic.
Connie, let me tell Connie something. Feminist with balls. Love the men here.
Okay, Laura, right. Well, I think that's all we've got time for. So I have one more question. One more question, ladies. Will any of you run for office?
Labor was just a duty that we had to
I'll make sure my son runs for office. I'll be his PR.
He's a man. You need more women, apparently. That's what you just told me.
He's only 10. So we want 2 presidents or 3 women president, and then I let him run.
Okay, Laura, would you run for office?
Checkered past. You're going to have to ask my daughters.
Okay, 2 out of 3. What about you, Naomi? Would you run for office?
No, I wouldn't run for office, but I would. I do have to get rid of private prison privatization in California.
Isn't that part of the problem, ladies? If women like you aren't running for office, then this movement isn't advancing in the way it wants to.
What?
Well, the whole point is getting more women to run for office.
More women to be involved.
That's right.
We will support whoever is going to run to office. Like, I'm not good to run to office, but I can be good to be their PR, their publicist.
Right.
Some of us are worker bees.
Okay, ladies, thank you so much, Karina, Laura and Naomi. That's all we've got time for here in Las Vegas. Apologies if you have heard me yelling. I'm trying to compete with the noise of the rally. I'll let these ladies get back to it. Thanks very much for joining us.
Power to the polls! Oh, wait, I got to take a picture of this. No one will believe it.
Oh,